This is Abnormal Entertainment.
All right, everybody, you are listening to Maskerpiece Theater. We are doing a pod short for the May Movie Madness Tournament for comic book movies. Now, originally, this started off with over 100 movies, and it was sent out to the group, and everybody voted on their top 64. It came back, organized it, said, okay, we still got to break it down to 64. We got some ties, and we just kept chiseling away until we got to 64. So we have a 64 bracket that we're going to be putting up on our Twitter, so make sure that you follow us there because that's where the voting is going to be. We're going to be running
Maskerpiece.
At Maskerpiece, yep. And we're going to be running those polls so that you guys will have anywhere from 12 to 24 hours to vote on it, and then it'll alert us once we've got the victor, and then we'll keep moving through. Also, on Twitter, Facebook, and the Facebook fan page, be sure you're following us at those places so you can see the full picture of the board. We'll throw that up. And that way you guys actually can see kind of where we are at and what's coming down the pipe. With me right now for this pod short is Mass Blockster, Kevin Moyers, Gus, R3, Chuck 3, Mini Mandy, and Frankie G. So we're just going to kind of go through some of what we think are our surprises. Again, yeah, because Harold, we did this once before, and Harold...
We actually started this in March.
Yes, we started this in March, and Harold messed it all up.
So we're going to go through some of what we think are the close ones that could be tricky, some of the obvious just blowouts, some possible upsets, and then we'll let you guys get back to your week so that you can stay tuned for our Friday episodes and keep up with us there.
And these are ranked by dollar amounts, too, right?
These are box office dollars. So when you see the matchups on Twitter, thanks, Mass Boxster. So when you see the matchups on Twitter, this is going to be based off of these two movies made similar dollars at the box office overall. And I pulled all this data from Box Office Mojo. So if you go to Box Office Mojo, if you're like, there's no way Howard the Duck made close to what Carl Urban's Dread did, well, if you go to Box Office Mojo, you'll see that they're very, very close. The only two that are not based on that factor, on that item right there, is Batman 1966 with Adam West and A History of Violence. Because Batman 1966 is not on Box Office Mojo for dollars earned. So History of Violence was the lowest earner overall in all 64 of the films. Batman 1966 gets the spot next to History of Violence. So going around the table here, what do you guys see, again, fucking Harold, what do you guys see as just... Since we've already talked about it once before, now that we've had time to reflect.
Now that we've really gotten a good look at this.
Yes. What do you see as some of your, there's absolutely no way this beats that, and this might surprise us? Mask, let's start with you.
Okay. Well, I'll go with the super obvious one. Dark Knight's going to kill the Suicide Squad. I can't see the Suicide Squad standing any sort of chance. Even though it is newer, Dark Knight's just held in such high regard amongst movie fans.
And Batman
movie fans, especially Batman fans, yeah.
Joker versus Joker, yeah.
Yeah. And Heath Ledger's Joker is just, it's really good, and it's an excellent movie. Suicide Squad, I'll admit, was better once I saw the extended version. But film for film, it's just not as good.
So what do you see as your possible upset?
Possible upset? The one that pains me is Men in Black possibly going over Batman Begins.
Okay.
I could see that one. Or
now, do you see Men in Black getting a slight edge over Batman Begins? Or
because I think Batman Begins is the better movie.
Okay.
I know it is, in my opinion, because that's my favorite Batman movie.
Okay.
100% that is my favorite Batman movie.
But you think more people on Twitter are going
to... But I just think that could be the upset. I don't know that they will, but I could see it.
Okay.
Because I think that... I knew a lot of people that was kind of one of their first movies they ever saw. The millennials, 20-somethings. That's oh my God, the first PG-13 movie I ever got to see was Men in Black, so...
Yep. It's true. All right, Kev, what about you? What's your easy victory? This movie is going to squash the competition.
The easy victory is Lego Batman over Batman Forever.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
that's probably the
blowout
biggest.
and a
That's
half.
probably the biggest blowout. You're right.
How dare you insult Batman nipples?
As much as I like Alicia Silverstone's nipples, I think she will be defeated by a bunch of Legos.
Well, no,
Was
that
she
was
in
Batman
Batman?
and Robin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
this
that?
is
Jim Carrey's
Jim
Riddler.
Carrey
I
and
just always
Tommy
think
Lee
about her
Jones.
nipples. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh God, that's right. That was the Jim Carrey one. That's the worst of the bunch. So yeah, Lego Batman could easily take that out.
Yeah.
So what is your possible upset? What do you see edging out what probably should win?
The possible upset to me is Constantine over Blade 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the weakest of the 3 Blade movies, and Constantine was surprisingly good. As much as I hate Keanu Reeves in general, just as an actor, as a person, he seems like a fine, upstanding gentleman. But as an actor, he's awful, and I hate The Matrix. I know I'm in a minority there, but
Yeah.
I hate that movie. And
Charlie, have you ever seen a movie?
I know what movies are.
the fact that I
WrestleManias over and over again.
I
Okay.
did like Constantine, I mean, that could put it over Blade 2.
Okay. All right, Gus. How
Gus.
about for you? What is your easy victory?
Tentacle porn's not on there.
Yeah. No tentacle
Not yet.
porn.
Aquaman.
So you look at this board and you go, "This is easily going to win."
And you can use the same if you. I mean,
Me, I'm a big fan of TMNT.
Okay.
So you can pretty much choose any TMNT movie on this roster, and it'll, in my opinion, beat any of them.
okay.
So you see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, the first one, edging out Hellboy. He's just going to knock it out of the water.
I could actually see
I
that
could
happening.
actually see it
I take
happening.
that back. Hellboy is up there.
Okay. So maybe
Okay.
Secret of the Ooze beats out Red,
I've
hands
never
down.
seen Red, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you see as your possible upset where you're like, this movie should win, but this guy could edge him out? There's 64
Yeah.
movies on the board, people. It takes time.
Yeah. There are
And
a
it's
lot
not
to choose
right in
from.
here, and there's disco lights going.
Yeah.
Not sure. So many choices.
There
Yeah.
are, yeah.
No, that's
It
fair.
took a while to put the board together. R3, how about you? while
Charlie,
you're
have
looking
you
for an
seen any of
upset?
these movies?
Or an upset?
Upset or a blowout?
I can tell you now Logan's going to blow Spider-Man 2 out of the water.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's
And that's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
which was a good movie,
Oh,
but Logan was a
That's the
phenomenal
best
movie.
of that batch. So I see a slight possibility of an upset there. Slight. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Logan
no.
should defeat it easily. But
That would be the upset.
That would be
it
the upset
be
of
an
Spider-Man.
upset if- yeah.
Unless
Because
you're like
it is a damn good
Alfred
movie.
Molina is the greatest actor of all time, and his
But
Doc
even-
Ock was
But even
inspired.
then,
Yeah.
I mean, Logan was.
I mean, I also think Civil War is going to kill Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Iron
a
Man 3 wins that.
Iron Man 3 made
Legos I just built.
right. Iron Man 3 made so much money, and I don't know how.
I think it was just the buildup of the first two.
Yeah,
I think
but I
it's
mean,
the
but
worst of the
I
Iron
think
Man
it's
movies.
just
Right.
Robert Downey Jr.
But I mean, that means
honestly.
people went and saw it multiple times.
I don't get that.
You know what I mean?
not.
Like I did see it, but then I was like, huh. All right.
I thought this was called Iron Man, not Tony Stark. My bad. All right, Mandy. You're upset or you're upset and your blowout in
I
either
think
order,
my blowout is Deadpool.
and it's Deadpool,
Deadpool over
versus
Iron Man 2.
2.
Wow.
I think Deadpool is just going to crush it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything Deadpool goes up against in this first round is for sure just going to,
He'll press his
Yeah.
ass up against it, and it's over.
yeah, pretty much.
But that will make
Feel
for
the love.
that'll make a very, very interesting next round
Yeah, well,
based
I mean,
on that.
I'm
But-
assuming it's going to be Deadpool versus Dark Knight.
in
you
the next
still
round.
think Deadpool edges out Dark Knight for the first
Yes.
two rounds? Okay.
Wow.
But in my personal opinion, because Dark Knight as a movie is not my favorite. I like the Joker character.
Oh, no, I understand.
But it's not, like, I
To
see
me,
Dark
I-
Knight as a Batman movie, and it's not Batman that I watched that movie for. So,
But I'm just
hard.
saying from the voters' standpoint, because people
That's
voting
hard.
is way different than what
and I mean, let's
you
be
and I
real.
think, because you and I think way differently on a lot of these movies than
It's
like
true.
the general movie-going audience.
Well,
It's
when
very
you talk
true.
to people too, they don't separate.
They don't, and
They don't
he,
separate actors from movies. It's just Joker was great. Heath Ledger was awesome. Therefore,
Yeah.
But you
The
know
Dark
what?
Knight was
Yeah.
awesome.
Everybody else in that movie seemed like they phoned it in, and you also wasted Two-Face.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of problems with the Dark
Man,
Knight.
it's-
I walked out of it going, it's good. Not
It was
great.
very good. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very good.
I
Just
didn't have
wasn't.
the same high opinion everybody else did.
Yeah, because like Batman
what's your-
Begins, I
what's your
thought used
upset?
the villains
Upset.
way better.
What's the edge out?
My upset is probably going to be. I don't. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like Punisher might beat out the Crow.
Okay, that's Tommy Shane's 2004.
I almost wonder if the Crow would be the upset in that
I
one,
don't-
just because people.
But the Crow
Don't
is
know as much.
so good.
I know, and it still is for me to watch it. Like I don't know if it's just nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody like I could introduce it to them
You know what? I take
for
it back.
watching it the first time. Uh oh.
Take it back.
I take it
It's
back.
not recording. You can't take it back.
Unless Harold strikes again.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can
that's
fix that.
I'm actually really scared that Spider-Man 2 is going to beat out 30 Days of Night.
Superman 2?
Superman 2.
Yeah, sorry.
Christopher Reeve, Superman
yeah,
2?
I said Spider-Man. Superman 2. And only because thank you. I hate
Worst
Superman.
superhero ever. Worse than Stiltman. Okay.
Someone agrees with me.
Yeah.
All right, and Frankie G. Upset and blowouts.
Okay. Little complicated.
Okay?
Because I actually think they're fairly close, but I think Winter Soldier is going to blow out Iron Man.
That's a really good matchup.
Personally,
But
I
it
think
just-
a lot of people at this table agree with me. They're very closely matched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Winter Soldier came out, it broke a few barriers that were not quite yet broken.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's going to take it over Iron Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of sad to see Iron Man go away that fast.
Because it started it all.
round, yeah.
Iron Man started it all. And
Yeah.
honestly, the Robert Downey Jr. casting was inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what has made us all sit back and go, who can play this guy? Who can play this lady?
Yep.
Who can play? It
And
made
if
us
you're listening
really
to this, John
visualize.
Favreau, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Because it was
Sorry.
John Favreau who said, no, this is Iron Man. This
Yeah.
is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He was right.
Nobody wanted to work with
Goddamn
RDJ.
was
All-
Favreau right.
All 3 Iron Man movies are going to be out in the first round.
John
My
Favreau
prediction.
was so money he didn't even know it.
It's true. All right, so what's your upset?
My upset is actually, and I know this is going to be unpopular, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen over The Mask.
Oh.
Okay.
I can see that, actually.
Yeah.
I
And
can
for those
see that
listening
happening.
going, the what? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen had Sean Connery in it, people. This movie was so bad, it got him to quit acting.
Yeah, basically.
Let me share the best line in that movie. The villain's name is the Phantom. That's operatic. Fuck it, I laughed so goddamn hard in the theater that people were looking at me. Especially Dave Hayes, who loves that comic book. He
Great
gave me
comic
a
book by
scowl like you wouldn't fucking believe. Oh, that movie was garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage. But
Hey, and The Mask came out in the best year of movies ever.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing about voting against
That and The
Mask,
Crow.
though. 7-year-old me would kick me in the nuts. But the slightly older version of me goes, if I have to choose between the two of these movies to sit down and watch once a week, every week, I'm going to watch The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Really, I would watch The Mask. Cameron Diaz was amazing
the
looking
Mask
in it.
gave us Cameron Diaz.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yes, it did.
You have a very valid point
Yeah.
on that.
Oh,
And
it's
I-
valid and it's pointing.
And I like Goofy Jim Carrey. I
All
just
I'm
do.
going to say is, what's his face?
He is the king of the rumba beat.
And that was
Yeah.
what, his second movie? His
Something
second
like that.
feature?
Yeah, that was right after Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dumb and Dumber came out later that year.
Yeah.
Is his name Stuart Townsend? The guy that was in Queen of the Damned and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen that was Dorian
Yes,
Gray?
yes.
Oh,
Dorian Gray.
man.
I
that
mean,
guy.
he's attractive, but he's not good enough to watch League of Extraordinary Gentlemen over the Mask.
His
No, I'm sorry.
performance was flat. I loved his character, but his performance is flat.
It was, I don't know if he just tried to imitate a painting. But that's what it felt
The
like.
painting was better than he was.
If you can sit down, you can take a bunch of literary historical characters and throw them all together in a movie. It was adequate. It was not excellent. It's better than a cheesy comedy.
I will say I didn't hate it.
I was confused why they
it's not
added Tom
his-
Sawyer to the mix, but whatever.
Yeah. Keep it American.
For Americans.
So when you're looking at the board, do you have anything on here that you're curious about, where you're like, wow, I don't know how that's going to stack up? Like, you look at it and you go, I legitimately don't know.
Watchmen versus Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the Incredible Hulk with
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. So,
Yeah.
Spawn versus
Kick-Ass.
Okay.
That's easy for me.
Yeah. Spawn was not a good movie.
No.
I love the HBO
The
series.
hell scenes where they look like the background of Pit Fighter.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
The one thing I loved, ironically, about Spawn is on the cover of the DVD and on the movie poster, it's celebrated as the special effects movie of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
And
When it came out, it was so at the top of special effects.
Well, yeah,
And now
because-
when you look at it, you're like, God damn, this is...
It was because everybody was like, whoa, the cape is 100% special effects.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right?
Wow.
Whoa, move over Batman because the cape is a special effect.
Yeah.
I am really curious to see how V for Vendetta versus Sin City is going to turn out.
Yes.
That's a really
Yeah,
good one.
That could be tough.
I just don't
That'll-
know.
that'll-
my pick, but it could
Yeah,
still be tough.
same here. I know which one I would pick, but I also know what
Very
people...
humorous. The Shadow is on this list.
The Shadow made it.
It
Yeah.
made it.
I'm going
was-
to go ahead and say that's probably my fault because I had it so high in my top 64 that it got more points by being higher.
I distinctly
It,
remember
it
my
came-
parents giving me the option of going to see Forrest Gump in the theater
Okay.
Yeah.
or The Shadow, and stupid little 7-year-old me going, I want to see The Shadow!
And then you realized it was the best thing you ever saw.
Regretting it for the rest of my entire
Oh.
life.
We had a
Yeah,
different
I-
experience.
I did see that movie in the theater because it was 1994. I saw just about everything in the theater.
Because that was
And
the best year of movies
It was the best year of
ever.
movies. The Shadow was not part of that best time.
No.
I saw it with my cousin and my nephew. We were the only 3 people in the theater. The only. And I'm like, huh. Well, that happened. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota watching this movie. Like, you guys like it? I couldn't. I don't even remember what happened in that movie. Couldn't tell you.
I don't
See,
remember it
I
either.
remember
I
two
just-
things that really stood out. One is the broken glass at the end of the movie.
Don't remember
It's
that.
all like flying past
Really?
the
That's
shadow.
what stands out, not the prosthetic nose?
No, the prosthetic nose didn't bug me because I was a big fan
gosh.
of the radio
Still to
show
this
and
day,
everything.
I've only seen it that one time in the theater.
Yeah.
And still to this day, that prosthetic nose bothers me.
Oh yeah, it didn't bother me because I knew he changes
7
his
years
look.
later.
So I was like, well, he's got to change his look. That's fine. But the other thing was the dagger that had the spinning head that like came to life.
Don't remember that.
That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
Here's a
It was like something out of like
Charlie,
a
did you
miniature
see the
Temple of
Shadow?
Doom. It was like,
Yeah.
Of course, Charlie did.
I was like, what is
Now,
this is
the
the
trailer
trickiest
looks
thing.
so bad to me that I never saw it.
I just remember the talking dagger, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
But
Movies were so cheap to go to back then that I saw everything.
with the Shadow on this list, and I made a joke in the original attempt at recording this about, being upset that Zorro the Gay Blade didn't make it, but seeing the Shadow, American Splendor should be on this list over the Shadow. Because that's a legitimately good comic book movie.
I've not
just-
seen it.
I did
I
not
mean-
see that one either.
Oh, Harvey Picar is a nut, but his whole life with Paul Giamatti, who has been in another comic book movie that's on here, I think.
Yeah, Spider-Man
But,
2.
yeah,
Amazing
he's
Spider-Man
Rhino,
2.
but
yeah.
Fine,
Terrible.
then where's the wrestler? Because Randy the Ram is a goddamn hero. In my
Yeah. What the F, man? Where's No Holds Barred at?
Rip them!
but yeah.
So
But I'm
we've
the only
got-
one that put that on my list, American Splendor.
So I'm
Okay.
curious to see. Now, everybody who listens to the podcast knows I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very nervous about the Wolverine beating Doctor Strange. I'm going to be honest.
God, I hope not.
It's the second one.
Nah, second
where
one.
he like fights all of the ninjas.
Second one was good.
It's
Not great.
good. It's not great, though, yeah.
First one was
I'm a little
dog shit,
nervous.
but
Like
yeah.
Doctor Strange is
Has
very
to
good,
win.
and it's easily rewatchable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a
Not
little
too worried
nervous
about
there.
that.
I'm pretty sure
I'm just-
everyone at this table is voting Doctor Strange.
But here's like Doctor Strange to me. It was good. I don't put it at my top. But even like my daughter watched it. She's like, it was good. I didn't love it. And then a couple weeks later, she's like, I think I want to watch Doctor Strange again. Like it kind of sits with you.
Yeah, it
a little
does.
bit.
It resonates really
It's
well.
the visual effects for a lot of that. You're like, how did I see that happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
As good as Spawn's special effects.
Right.
It was the special effects movie of the year.
Jeremy just flat out loves Strange.
Yeah.
Blockster's
And
throwing
Doctor
the facial
Strange.
hair.
Yeah.
Andy wants him to Benedict her Cumberbatch.
Nobody-
So
Hello.
I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange is winning.
Yeah, I'm
Only
pretty
if
sure
he
that's.
puts a ring on it because that man has to have a lot of money now.
So then we got what was the other one we talked about before Harold? Oh, Batman 1989 versus Ghost Rider. Before
Yeah.
Harold killed us last time.
I'm gonna pick Batman.
Batman's going to win that
It's
one.
two bad movies. I'm only.
People don't remember how bad Batman is.
I think
People don't remember how
lives-
bad that movie
I think it
is.
lives in
bad.
people's
It was
mind as a
time
positive.
appropriate.
Right.
I guess,
It was
but
era appropriate.
I didn't like it when I saw it. And Ghost Rider, I walked into with hope and the whole time, just like. I mean, Donald Logue was fine, and yeah, I don't know. The whole thing was just there were some great effects in it. There was that, and the Pen and Stare, which was Catch, not Blaze, but still, that was fine. But Batman, I didn't like any part of when I was watching it the first time when it came out, or I've seen it since, and it's just like it's not
Yeah.
good. Except Michael Keaton. That's the only good thing. Michael Keaton. But see,
I
that's
like this
where I
soundtrack.
struggle. Michael Keaton way better as Batman than Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely agree with that.
Oh,
See,
for
that's
sure.
the part I'd have
Yeah.
trouble with.
1989. That was the realest Batman we've
Yeah.
seen in live action.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, all we had was Adam West up to that
agreed.
point.
I'm not.
Well, that's not
debating
true.
that.
We had
Oh, yeah.
the serials from the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
Where he had a
but
gun.
Still,
but-
from both of those, it was such a huge leap
yeah,
to the Burton Batman, the
Oh.
original.
the original version.
Yeah.
But
And I
that's the
liked
thing.
it at the time. I
It's
will admit,
so
it just doesn't hold up
it's
well.
really hard to argue with. You may not enjoy it now. But
But in 1989, I didn't like the movie.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you did either.
And
I'm just
same
saying
with
just
Ghost
in
Rider,
its
like-
place
Yeah,
in Batman lore,
I will say
it was a huge leap.
yeah.
it was a
oh,
leap
yeah.
forward, and I will say if someone were to like hold a gun at my head and be like, "Tell me one good thing about Ghost Rider," I would say Peter Fonda. Because I thought Peter Fonda playing
I
the
would
devil.
say the motorcycle.
Yeah, the
I thought
effects.
him playing the devil. I really liked his portrayal of the devil.
Okay. I don't remember.
That
it's
was
just
really
not
the
a.
only thing in the film.
It's
where I
just
was
not
like,
a memorable movie for me.
This was good.
The Flaming Skull was mine,
I'm right with you, Blockster.
Yeah.
I remember Flaming Head
and in a shitty walk.
and the cool
Was
motorcycle
it,
when he transformed.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott and the horse.
Sam Elliott is the original Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we
Yeah.
got 64 movies. We're gonna try and cut this short here because it is a pod short. So
Not as short as the first try.
Pod shortish.
pod short-ish.
Take two.
Take two, yeah. So stay tuned for the May Movie Madness tournament. You're going to want to follow us on Twitter so you can cast your votes.
At Maskerpiece. Maskerpiece.
Do
There
we
you go.
want to guess right now, at the beginning, who takes it all?
Oh,
That's a good one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, so we'll start at this end and then we'll come all the way back around. Frankie G,
Hey.
you go first.
Not who you want to win.
tournament
Not
is
who you
over.
want to
Think
win,
will win.
but who you think will win.
Well,
I know.
both.
Oh, I know.
Both.
Who's
Who you
getting
want
the
and who you
who's
who
getting
you
the
want and
center
who do you-
square?
Who the masses will vote for.
And who do you and who do you
Time
and what would you
again.
vote for?
Through every bracket.
Okay. Pull this one out of my asshole here.
I don't see
Civil
that.
War.
Civil War. All right.
That's what I'm taking. I
Frankie
think.
Civil War?
G's got Frankie G.
Is that-
Mini-Man,
is that
too?
your
Mini
pick or the
Mania,
masses
Civil
pick?
War.
Do you want to choose one for yourself?
I just feel
Like
like
what your favorite is, or do you want to save that for another?
My favorite?
Yeah,
Out of all
I think we should
64.
do that a second time.
second.
Okay.
I need to think about that. No, I'm
Maybe-
gonna go
maybe
with
our
Civil
own.
War.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do another pod short after we've gotten through a few rounds?
Yeah, maybe we
Yes.
can do that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
From this point, I don't know. I'm a little stuck. I think it's going to be Deadpool or Civil War. I don't know how to pick between the two.
Okay.
I'm stuck between the two. I just don't know which way to go.
All right. R3,
Yeah,
Chuck.
I think Civil War is going to take it.
Okay.
I want Deadpool to take it.
I'm stuck at Deadpool.
Yeah, all the way? Deadpool all the way for you? All the way, okay.
And then for the masses.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's stealing Civil War, so I'm trademarking that shit. Fuck you, Marvel.
Way to do it
I
right.
can see Guardians taking it all. It's a realistic possibility.
I see Guardians getting forgotten.
Yeah, even though in the second round, good potential for it to face Logan, which for me it's between those two.
It's also going to come up against Civil War or Deadpool.
It's all on the same side of the board.
Yeah,
Okay.
my personal
high
two are
earner
Guardians
side.
and Logan.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very difficult pick for me.
I mean, the board is set up low earners to high earners. So, I mean, that final matchup, that could be a low dollar versus a big budget.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We can revise this again in a week. We can revise our picks based not on people's votes, but we can sit down and actually think it out.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
put it on the spot, too. So.
Yeah, definitely. Masked
Ah.
Boxster.
Yeah.
All the
This
way,
one,
who you want.
all the way, Dick Tracy, and no, wait.
Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Gosh, this one's really tough. I know silence is bad on a podcast, but
64 movies.
It's a lot.
I know, but it's really down to just a couple of them for me, and they're going to face each other really early.
There's like a top 5.
It's
The
'cause
Marine 5.
It's
With
between
the-
Dark Knight and Deadpool. That's who's going to win.
Okay.
Whoever wins that matchup,
You think that's who's taking it?
I think that's who's taking. It's probably going to be Deadpool,
Okay. All right.
and
so
my pick would be Guardians.
your pick would be
That would be mine. I don't put many things above Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's just so
It's just
good.
it's Indiana Jones meets Star Wars, and
It's
you
fantastic.
put Marvel in front
I'm
of
going to
it.
take this picture off the internet from at Maskerpiece Theater, and I'm going to download it, and I'm going to sit down and fill out the bracket. And I'll
Nice.
come back next time, and
Yeah.
I will give you my official prediction.
Oh,
Okay,
there you go.
That's a good idea.
I'll probably do that too.
So yeah, but yeah, just for me, I think Deadpool will come away with a full win.
Cool. And if you're listening to this and you also want to do the same thing, go online, fill out a bracket, and then just message it. Just direct message it to us on Twitter. You can do that, and we'll give you a shout out on the next pod short where we get together and regroup after we get through a couple rounds. For me, before we sign off, I just did on Maskerpiece Theater website. I just did my top Marvel picks, and the number one was Captain America: Winter Soldier for me. So I'm going to say I would like the Winter Soldier to win because I think it's probably overall one of the best written and organized and structured and paced comic book movies. But
You see things differently than the rest of the world.
I do. And I feel like there's this little voice in the back of my head that says the first Avengers takes it all.
It's certainly
Possible.
that one on a couple years ago for Masterpiece
Yeah.
Theater,
Yeah.
just amongst our own voters.
Did.
Yeah.
Avengers was number one,
See,
but
Avengers.
that was also before
I think
Guardians,
Winter
before
Soldier right
Logan,
behind it, right?
before
Yeah.
I
Winter
mean-
Soldier was right behind it, like
The-
just a couple votes behind it.
the two movies that I think are probably the two brackets that are going to be the toughest are the second round brackets
Oh yeah,
because it could be Deadpool versus The Dark Knight and
Whoever-
it could be Civil War versus Avengers.
and it will be.
And then you've got to get in past those, and then it could be Civil War
The winner of those
or
two
Avengers
goes-
versus
Well,
Deadpool or Dark Knight.
yeah.
So that top tier bracket of dollar earnings, that's the juggernaut division
Yeah.
right there, as far as I can see.
And for you listening, get your votes in. That's the only way That's the only way your movies are going to win, is if you vote.
I actually want to throw something out there. I will put down a $100 gift card to Amazon for whoever has the closest bracket to what we come out with the final vote.
If they have a perfect bracket, how about that?
I will,
it's got to
I
be
will
perfect.
score it
It's gotta be
exactly
perfect.
like ESPN scores
Okay.
the NCAA.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give me the gift
No.
card.
Nope, I will score
nobody at
like,
Maskerpiece Theater
ESPN
can win
scores
it,
the
right?
NCAA bracket.
Okay.
Submit them to us at Maskerpiece Theater. Find us on the website. Get them in there. We'll have the official bracket laid out for you. You can fill it out. And I'll throw down the $100 gift card for whoever gets the most points. It'll be 1 point
Nice.
for the first round, 2 for the second, so on, so on. We'll lay it all out there. I'll have it up.
Whoever has the most points.
So let's sign
Okay.
off then with you literally going through the point system because I'm unaware of the point system
Okay.
for the ESPN scoring that you're going to be using. So
Sure. So ESPN now also takes into consideration seeding, which doesn't apply in this because they're close in box office.
correct.
So upsets don't really matter.
In order to do it that other way, we would have had to have like Avengers versus Batman 66.
Correct.
And Age of Ultron versus History of
So
Violence.
basically, you get 1 point for every first round correct answer, 2 points for every second. Then it goes 4. Then it'll go 8. Then 10. Then 12. Whoever tallies the most points, you submit it officially. Hook you up with a $100 Amazon gift card.
There you go. You heard it here first. Make sure you send those brackets in. We'll try and get this podcast up a few days before May 1st, because May 1st starts the May Movie Madness Tournament, and that's when that first round of voting is going to go live on our Twitter, @Maskerpiece. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to subscribe, tell your friends so that they can find us and also participate in this and possibly win a $100 Amazon gift card. I'm Handsome Jay.
Mass Blogster.
Kevin.
Gus.
Chuck.
Mini Mandy.
Can we go back to Chuck real quick?
Chuck.
And Frankie G.
Bye.
There was a man with a gun in his hand as smoke just filled his nose, wearing a smile from the death of a child while blood splattered his clothes. One single tear from the man standing near is just what had to be done. Not just a game, but escape from the pain. He killed his only son. And his memories of his sickened child, always begging please, just do it now, take care of me, I'm all you have, now set me free. Now mommy dear, set down your drink, and don't you lay your hands on me, you've never been that good to me, thank God I had my daddy. Ability to be anything that he wants to be, but by the age of his early teens, one small lump altered everything. What was this about master plans? As he lay his head onto his hands, it was said, what's done is done. Shattered family with 3 minus 1.
Subscribe and download back episodes of Maskerpiece Theater at abnormalentertainment.com/Maskerpiece Theater. Search Maskerpiece Theater on Facebook. Email maskedblogster at maskedblogster@gmail.com. And don't forget to hashtag tweet your tits at maskedblogster. And for more podcasts, books, comics, blogs, and videos, head to abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.